Welcome in to the HDR Time Trial Knockout Finals. Let's just make sure we're live real quick. Yeah, we should be on air. We're just going to be waiting for it to start now. It's Austria first, then Monza, then Brazil. It's one-shot quali for each of them. Welcome in, guys. Death Star. I am slow, okay? I have a valid excuse for it. I've been busy with it. I mean, I'm slow on the track as well. Haven't you just been shooting people all day? Hello, Miles. Was the rain on purpose? Nope, it was set to dynamic. And they now have to deal with a hella wet quali. Yes, Miles, I'm on comms. Hello, Tiger. I'm not driving because I initially asked Emu. Then he said no. I said if he doesn't, I will. Then he said yes. We're starting the quali laps now. Let's get all the data up. Tom is leading after turn 1 with Death Star in P2. Let's get to the broadcast shot to see him going up the hill towards turn 3. And it's purple for Tom in sector 1. But Death Star's coming back at him on the exit. It looks like it's going to be a straight fight between Tom and Death Star. KJ's made a major mistake and now he's going to be last. Emu is now in 3rd. He's the only Division 2 driver here. Everyone else are the top of Division 1. So Emu is really an underdog. And Tom is absolutely flying with Death Star in hot pursuit. After 2 sectors, they are nearly even. We'll check the sector split when we get to it. And Death Star's now purple through sector 2. So now it's Tom purple in sector 1, Death Star purple sector 2. KJ's retired from the session. He'll be starting last. It's going to be a straight fight between Tom and Death Star for pole position. Emu hasn't got this. What's it going to be now? Tom versus Death Star up to the line. It's going to be Tom to take pole position by half a second. Emu eventually gets there, around a second behind the pair of them. It's going to be a tight start. The notification said Division 1 season opener again. Oh, okay. Emu 4 seconds back from Tom, with KJ not even getting a time. Death Star on the front row alongside Tom for this Austrian Grand Prix race start. It's going to be 5 laps of pure flat out racing, and let's check the weather for the race. Is it going to be another wet one, or will they get the luxury of a dry, easy race? We're finding out soon what it's going to be. We're just going to wait for them to get their setups on. They should already have them on, so they'll be readying up shortly. Who do you think's going to win this? It's a 5-lapper race. There's going to be 3 of them. It's Time Trial Knockout Finals. It's rapid. It's basically a sprint. Tom's going to struggle with straight line speed. There is a race day, and that is in an hour and a half's time for Division 1. But for now, it's 5 red lights, and away we go for the Time Trial Knockout. Tom gets away well ahead of Death Star, who comes over to cut him off. But Death Star's going down the inside, and he might be able to take the lead off Tom. They're now side by side going up the hill. Emu's got an excellent view of this. Death Star with the superior straight line speed. Here comes KJ as well. It's almost going to be 4 wide going into turn 3. KJ's going around the outside of Tom. Death Star gets the lead from Tom. Emu drops to the back. It's Death Star in the lead from Tom, who's immediately looking to pounce back. He's absolutely burning the battery. He's going to try and move around the outside. Is he going to get this place? Death Star defends it as long as he possibly can, but Tom manages to get the position back. We're having swaps and scraps on lap 1. It's all kicking off in this Time Trial Knockout. KJ and Emu have fallen back. Looks like it's going to be a straight fight between Death Star and Tom for this. Let's see how this is going. Death Star's trying to get the slipstream off Tom. Tom's weaving all over the road, trying to make something of it. Death Star wide of the apex, and that allows Tom to start breaking free. Yes, this is very entertaining. 4 more laps to go, and Tom is in the lead from Death Star in P2. Tom absolutely sends over the curb, makes massive time on Death Star. Death Star's now going to have to rely on DRS to do something. Oh, little stream issue, but who cares? Death Star's now almost going down the inside of Tom. Tom can't do anything from it. Sorry for the adverts. Death Star now on the exit. He's got the exit on Tom, and Tom has been overtaken for the lead. Death Star now gets it. Death Star's in the lead. Tom is in P2, and KJ is half a second back and not in this fight at the moment. Emu now gets past KJ. KJ is having a stinker out there, but Emu's out of DRS, so he might be vulnerable to KJ. Ed Sheeran is a crackhead, if I add, says a seam basher. That's interesting advertising. I guess it's based on what you watch. Maybe you like that stuff. Tom has now got the slipstream on Death Star. 3 more laps to go. Lap 3 of this race, and the only switches in position has been Death Star jumping Tom at the start. Tom's now got the DRS. He hasn't got much battery. Death Star's got slightly more. KJ's falling back further. Tom's going for the lead on Death Star around the outside of turn 3. He brakes later than him, but I think Death Star's got the DRS. So this could come back to haunt him, as Tom now gets the lead from Death Star, but Death Star's now got the DRS. Emu has got into the DRS of the pair of them, and that protects him against KJ. Death Star's going around the outside. Tom is almost alongside him. Death Star's getting slightly ahead with better traction, and Tom can't keep up with him. Death Star takes the lead once more. Tom's going back down the inside. We're getting brilliant shots from this helicopter cam, and that's Tom back down the inside at turn 7 and turn 8. Death Star's being pushed off the track. It's all chaos, as there's now 2 laps to go, with Death Star leading, Tom in P2, Emu in P3, getting ever closer to this battle. KJ's gone off the track. He's still in last. Looks like he's not winning this race. Tom has got the slipstream on Death Star now for lap 4 of this race. And Emu is now in hot pursuit with more battery than the rest of them. KJ is coming back into the fight, and it's going to be 4 wide into turn 3 again. Death Star has not got DRS. They almost run into the back of each other as Tom now gets the lead. Death Star's in second, but Death Star back on the exit. He might get them. Death Star on the power, almost goes off the road, and KJ's now up in the P2. KJ's going into the lead. He was last on the grid, and now KJ leads with 1 lap to go. Death Star's in third. Tom is in second, Emu's still in last, and KJ's gone from last to first in a single lap. This is absolutely crazy. Tom riding those curbs like hell. He's trying to make something of it. He'll get the DRS for the final lap, but KJ's almost full on battery. KJ's played this so smartly, and he might get the win now with all that battery he's got left to spare. Ads made you miss all this. I should have switched them off for this. I like making money. Tom has DRS. KJ has battery. He's absolutely powerless as Tom. He hasn't got the straight line speed. 2 wide into turn 1. Death Star gets ahead of Tom. KJ, Tom, Death Star going 3 wide out of turn 1. And Emu looks on in the background, hoping to make something of it. But it's going to be very tough, and there's 3 of them going into turn 3 together. Death Star's ahead of KJ. Tom gets a better exit than KJ, and now he's up into P2. It's all swaps and switches as we're now onto the final proper overtaking zone into turn 4, and that's KJ off into the barriers. KJ's been crashed into. Who's made contact with him? I think that was Tom, and KJ's now out. Tom is in P2, Emu's in P3, and it looks like Death Star's got this secured. What's happened to KJ? Death Star now. He's coming around turn 8. He's got 2 more corners. We know Tom hasn't got much straight line speed, so this is going to be very tough. He's going to have to go for a big send at the final corner. Emu's going to get a podium out of this. Death Star out of the final corner. It's going to be a drag race to the line, which Death Star wins out. Death Star wins the Austrian Grand Prix and takes the maiden time trial knockout final. Tom says KJ's lagging so much. KJ being pitched into the barriers on the final lap. Time pens still exist in this, you know. Haven't made the channels for it, but they exist. Yeah, KJ was looking fine for the stream. No one was lagging on stream. Maybe you're lagging, Tom. And there's your final order. Death Star taking the win and fastest lap. Every point counts because we're using the in-game point system. Death Star P1, Tom P2, Emu P3, and KJ DNFing. He still gets 12 points though. You get 12 points, KJ. Stop your stream. You mean Tom's or the HDR one? I don't think the HDR one. You get 12 points, KJ. It's whatever the in-game says. It's 2 5-lappers. You signed up for this. Pretty much. Two more races to go. And we're starting. Tom should stop his stream if he has Wi-Fi issues. Yeah, he should. They've already gone into it. Nobody ready up for one-shot quali. Give him time. We have now Monza. Waiting on for one-shot qualifying in Monza. It's going to be a dry one. If it would have been a wet one, that would have been very difficult through the chicanes. I'm guessing they're all running time trial setups instead of race setups. Tom stuck on max downforce for Austria, it seems, and it did not pay off. Out of the final corner, you want Tom? We'll give you Tom. If we could get to him. Starting the lap now, Tom looks to have the best straight line speed going down to turn 1. This gives us the best view of what the straight line speed is. KJ now into the lead. Tom, actually, he looks like he's running the most downforce out of any of them. Slidey out of the corner, and KJ's retired once more. That's disappointing. Emu's in P2 ahead of Tom, so it looks like Tom's stuck on a lot of downforce. Death Star's on pole position again. I'm expecting Tom to make a comeback through Sector 2 now, with the extra downforce he's running. Death Star purple through Sector 1. Emu is P2 ahead of Tom and KJ. He's really punching above his weight with KJ DNFing. And Death Star's invalid! Death Star's invalid, and now Emu's on pole, and Tom's off as well! Emu's going to take pole position! Emu will be on pole for this race, with Death Star on the front row. Emu has pulled off the miracle for D2, and he is going to get pole position for the Italian Grand Prix. Emu the legend has done it, by the other three having problems of their own. Let him cook. Emu comes round the final corner. The underdog has done it. He gets pole position for Monza. What a quali. Death Star disqualified from quali because he invalidated. So Tom strategically retired to make sure he gets ahead of Death Star, I think. Or maybe he was got terminal damage. Either way, Death Star's at the back now, having lasted the longest. That Austria race was so good for battles. One of the best races you've ever had. Yeah, Tom. That's why we do these. Hello, King Gaz. I hope you don't get too many ads, because we're about to get into the Italian Grand Prix. Emu on pole position ahead of the 3 Division 1 drivers. This is crazy. Austria is the best track for such battling. Yeah, there's so many overtaking spots. And now it's 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. Emu gets a good start on Tom and looks to be holding the lead. Death Star's coming up ahead of KJ. Tom's now going wheel to wheel with Emu into turn 1. How long can Emu last in the lead? The answer is he makes it past the first chicane, still in the lead with Tom and KJ. No, it's KJ and Death Star. KJ's having a nightmare and Death Star spun around as well. What is happening to KJ? As Tom and Emu now are side by side, and now Tom takes the lead away from Emu. Emu managed to last the first sector, and now it's Tom dominating. What is KJ doing? He's absolutely having a stinker. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. And Death Star's just going to have to limp home now. He might want to box for the fastest lap at least, so he gets some points. Death Star absolutely screwed by KJ. I have no idea what he's doing. So smooth normally in Division 1. This time he's just decided, fuck it. He just doesn't want to do this. Emu's gotten himself ahead of Tom somehow. Maybe he's got the straight line speed. You shouldn't have raced if you didn't. Fucking hell, I could have just said you don't want to check in and then I would have raced. Fucking hell. Emu's ahead of Tom. Emu's ahead of Tom, still 3/10 into the Retafilio chicane. Emu's gone deep, and now that gifts Tom the lead. Tom now takes the lead, and it looks like it's going to be a very straightforward race from here on out. Can you replace KJ for the last race? Sure, I'll invite you. Even though you got knocked out in the groups, well... this is just, you know, informal, you know. It's just casual, time trial, finals. Just for fun. Tom's now got an easy gap over Emu. I'm expecting a Tom win to come from this. But now they got the battle of who can take the fastest lap. Because that extra point could easily give them what they need. K5's just going to be in there for entertainment purposes. And the battle is going to be between Tom, Emu, and Death Star for this. Emu's closing the gap, actually. He's got the gap down to 1.2. Looks like Tom's not pushing as hard. Emu's got to bin it, right, says King Gaz. We're waiting, but he's doing well. It's KJ who's choking. He says he's done no practice, but it's 5 lappers. You don't need to practice for 5 lappers. But whatever. Emu's losing the gap he gained now, and Tom's just relaxing in the lead. I don't imagine he's putting much effort into his driving anymore. He's got this win easily settled. Death Star, I think he's sporting some damage. We'll see. I think, yes, he is. It's 4 guys and a 5 lapper, and you can't keep it clean. It's unbelievable. Tom extending that gap out to 1.8 seconds. You can see him burning the battery now. He's down to 35% ERS. He's trying to go for the fastest lap. Emu's in hot pursuit as well. He's trying to get the fastest lap as well. It's going to be almost impossible for Tom to be overtaken now. Death Star's just losing more and more time. I'm expecting to be in at the end of this lap for a new front wing and to try get the fastest lap. He'll have the best tyres to do it. And there's a yellow, and that's Tom off the road. Tom has binned it. He was absolutely cruising, and he's just binned it now. And now that's Emu back into the lead. Emu has a chance to win the time trial finals. What has happened to Tom? He had this race so covered. He's absolutely bottled it. He's coming around the final corner, and he does not box, so he's free to carry on. And Emu, the underdog, is getting this. 4.7 seconds now. Emu has 2 laps to survive. He's got the gap to Tom. There's no way Tom's closing that up on pure pace. Death Star's not in. He's gonna stay out and just drive the rest of this race and get the points. Emu versus Tom now. Potentially, Emu could win the time trial knockouts. Wow. Miraculous. You see these such elite Division 1 drivers choking. Tom making a schoolboy error, frankly. Death Star getting screwed over by KJ. Death Star rarely makes mistakes, but KJ has just not given a damn about this. Emu's coming through Ascari towards Curva Alboreto, the Parabolica, whatever you want to call it. He's trying to go for another fastest lap because Tom can still take that extra point off him. Death Star's used up all his battery. He's trying to go for the fastest lap as well. Death Star's closing the gap. Emu, does he get fastest lap again, or does his first one stand? His first one stands. Fastest lap. Tom, is he getting it? No, he can't. Can Death Star take it? He's 1.6 seconds up on the Delta, and he does take it with a 1:19.9. Death Star played this perfectly in terms of strategy with what he had. Emu in first. Tom is not closing this gap at all. He's only got the gap down by 1/10. Emu has absolutely amazing raw pace when he's not DNFing, crashing into barriers, etc, etc. Emu's coming through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. This is where Lewis Hamilton binned it on the last lap in real life many years ago. Championship awaits for Emu if you're racing in McLaren. Championship awaits. I forgot the whole I forgot the HDR McLaren song. I'm sorry, Tweesh. Now I remembered. But anyway, Tom 4.3 now. Let's hope Emu doesn't get any track limits or a final corner bin. What's gonna happen now? It's everything on the line. Does he get it stopped for Parabolica? Yes, he does. No flirting with the track limits. Keeps it safe. Weaves around the straight and wins the Italian Grand Prix. Emu takes it. The Division 2 driver. He's got it. And now that puts him firmly in the fight for this. With Tom in second, Death Star getting the scraps in third and taking the fastest lap. Tom makes a beginner's error, frankly. KJ, he's just terrible. Demote him to Division 4. Emu from P2 on the Emu from pole position takes the win. You're lucky you didn't retire. Yeah, let's have it. Tom Masterclass. Emu waving the Filipino flag in pride. Oh, I didn't know Emu was a girl. He must have switched 5 minutes ago. There's your final order. Emu takes the win. Oh my god, I forgot to check. I keep getting confused because K5 Filipino. No wait, is he? Yeah. Looks like whoever wins the next race wins the final. It's I'm not good with flags, okay? I didn't take geography GCSE. Tom in P2, Death Star P3, KJ in last. I'm not known for being smart, alright? One final race to go, and then you can tune in an hour's time for Division 1 of Singapore. Needing a GCSE for flags. Well, that's just me. I'm just built different. Wait, no, they all readied up before K5 could come. Damn it. Money hungry boy. Hell. Sorry, K5. I could still invite you, actually. They just immediately did this. Where are you? You'll be able to join from the back of the grid, you know. You'll still be able to race, I think. You would have qualified last anyway. Kidding. I'll just send you like 3 invites. I'll just keep inviting you until, you know, something. Alright. Brazil qualifying at Interlagos. My game volume's completely turned off. Game volume's back. I don't know why EA keep doing this to me. They did this yesterday as well. Emu immediately retired. He's immediately binned it. So that's him out of the fight for pole position. It's a straight fight between Death Star and Tom. Miles saying K5 is just going to crash Death Star and Tom out so Emu can win. It might be the Division 2 dominance today, but Emu's starting from the back of the grid, and Brazil not as easy to overtake in a 5-lapper as Monza and Austria, because you can get past the first corners and then there's a tight technical section right here. Tom looks like he hasn't got the pace on Death Star at this stage in time. Death Star now ahead of Tom. Emu's gonna have to upload this as a YT. After this, he's gonna be absolutely proud of himself. A guy who also has to be proud of himself is Death Star, who takes pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Tom gets disqualified late on, and that will mean Tom actually starts at the back. K5 can't pick a team. I think it should auto put you in the race now. Tom starting at the back. Emu didn't even get past the first corner and he still starts ahead of Tom. So he's got a great chance if he can get a good start. Emu could win this. So it's a case of, if I'm right, whoever wins this race wins the time trial knockouts. Okay. What does the winner get? Owner. That's not a legally binding agreement. You're a spectator, at least you get 2 angles. Cool. It's lights out and away we go. Death Star gets ahead away from Emu. Well, Emu gets a bad start and now Tom is coming up around the outside and Tom gets second place straight at the start. The winner gets 5 ads. Lucky boy. Tom is on a mission. He's coming at Death Star as well. Looks like he's turned the downforce down a little bit. Death Star's ahead of Tom. Emu looks like he's going to have a tough time beating these two up in their own race at the moment. Oh, Tom having a bit of a wobble. Tom's wobbling. Straight fight between Death Star, Tom and Emu. Looks like Death Star's got this at the moment, having been taken out by KJ earlier on in this race. Tom and Death Star have been here on lap 4 and Emu goes past. You're calling it. I can comms curse the pair of them if you want. You know that command exists. The winner gets a sloppy kid, says Tom. I shouldn't have said that on stream, that was weird of you. We will be there. Tom is all over the back of Death Star. Let's get some TV angles while we wait. This is for the Emu YouTube thumbnails. Curse the Division 1 drivers. Okay. Tom and Death Star are doing absolutely swimmingly. They are not going to make any errors. And as I say that, Tom takes the lead. Death Star makes an error almost immediately. The comms curse was almost predictive in how quickly it worked. Tom is back into the lead with Death Star in second place. And Emu is close. Not that close, but still close. Death Star's got the slipstream. He's got no DRS, but he does have battery. Tom is burning. Death Star's not. Death Star still gets the straight line speed to go down the inside. Emu takes the fastest lap. And Tom around the outside. Can't make anything of it, Death Star. Death Star is still behind, but he gets DRS now. The Aston Martin of Death Star going through ahead of Tom into turn 4. He is now ahead of Tom. Past Decido de Lago, he gets ahead. Emu is staying close to this battle. He is not letting himself fall behind. He has got raw pace in abundance. Tom just needs to keep it on track like last race. Yeah. Tom will keep it on track. He is a great driver who never makes any mistakes. And he will keep it on track and take an easy win. Emu's losing a bit of time through Sector 2. And he's down on his personal delta. He did set up blistering fastest lap last time. And now Tom's got straight DRS on Death Star. And Emu's got DRS as well. In case anything happens up ahead. Is Tom going to go for it? Into the first corner. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it into the center S's. Tom goes down the inside and gets ahead of Death Star. But now out of the center S's and down towards Decido de Lago. Tom is making some dangerous moves on the straight. Death Star's having none of it and gets back ahead of Tom. And Emu's getting ever closer to this battle. Could we have a through goes Hamilton moment with Emu? Is it going to happen as they are now going side by side up the hill towards turn 6. And Death Star's still ahead of Tom. Emu is doing a good job to keep up in this pack of Division 1 cars. Emu hasn't been far away from them all race. Yeah, that's right. He's actually one of the fastest guys on raw pace. He's faster than me for sure. It's just that he never finishes. Emu in this hunt. Tom also in the hunt. Death Star's got the least battery out of the three of them. Tom's now going up the hill. Is he going to get this position done? It's the final lap of the race. And Emu takes the fastest lap. And Tom takes the lead. With Emu still following. This is the chance he has now. He might have to wait for the drag race to the line. Death Star's not going to wait. He wants to be first when we get to Junsao. And gets ahead of Tom. Emu is making a surprise move on Tom. And what is Tom doing? Emu goes off the road. Tom tries to go to the racing line. And knocks Emu wide. Absolute morons. It's a 5-lapper. Congratulations, Death Star, for being the clean one. And Emu, actually. Because I don't know. Death Star's now got a much, much clearer win. It's a 15-second time penalty for Ocon, says DeVito. Tom loses out the chance for this. Death Star out of the final corner. He's got the long straight to the line now. Emu, he put up a good fight, but he's only going to end up third. That's still technically a podium, and Death Star wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Tom takes P2 and gets the fastest lap. Emu takes P3. Tom closed the gap. Emu went for a gap that didn't exist. It's going to be all kicking off. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But what can't be debated is that we'll see we'll see who's won the championship. We're about to find out. Death Star takes the win and the fastest lap, ahead of Tom and Emu. Tom almost getting a track limits penalty. Death Star absolutely flawless. He was screwed over by KJ in Monza. Other than that, he's been at the front in quali for all 3 races. Your plan was to save battery and get you on the last straight, but that was kind of ruined. Death Star wanted to be first, and it's paid off for him with some bad luck for Tom, as he got involved in a slight collision with Emu. Let's see what's happened. Let's check standings. Death Star wins the championship. I didn't even know I could check from here. Death Star wins it, and Emu takes P2 ahead of Tom, with KJ not qualifying for this. 12 points for Alfa Romeo, technically speaking, but Death Star wins the time trial knockout finals. Finally took us off the menu. Now join us in about 45 minutes time for Division 1 at Singapore. I'll check the check-in right now, see what the grid is like. I'm going to look for someone to raid while I'm at it. Is there anyone to raid? Nah, not really anyone to raid, so we'll just go off. Do we need post interviews? Should we? I can't, I'm on PS, so I'd only be able to interview on the PS, and there's none. Alright, bye.